2 years ago, at the Tecnológico de Monterrey Campus Hidalgo, there was talk of a phenomenon, a creature that fizzled, but very was frightening, supernatural, and with unusual abilities. The story begins with a small young man named Nato. He was thin and with little strength. Entering the representative team of Tec de Monterrey basketball was his dream. That's why he trained and did tryouts. However, the results weren't good at all. Besides not being selected, Nato suffered from many teasings, insults, and even blows by both the other youth and the coach. Nato left the court running and crying, disappointed to see his dream leave, but he knew that his talent wasn't enough. He only needed a stronger and bigger body. After several weeks of exercising and not noticing changes in his body or his physical condition, Nato began to investigate and found the contact of a doctor, little famous but who promised to grow people in height and muscle mass in such just a couple of days. This, for Nato, was the best he could have found, so he called the doctor and booked the appointment as soon as possible. The day of the appointment with the doctor arrived. Nato was enthusiastic but at the same time a little nervous, since almost nobody had information about the doctor. Upon arriving at the office, the doctor received Nato and passed him to a laboratory. Nato looked everywhere. It was seen that the doctor had done many tests before, but with animals. Nato nervous thought about leaving the laboratory, but the doctor convinced him to stay, promising him the best results. The doctor explained that he was going to apply an injection that contained a substance created based on genes extracted from rams. According to the doctor, the genes of the sheep had cells that, when linked to human cells, cause an accelerated growth of the muscles and human bones. That's why Nato accepted and submitted to the injection. The doctor sat him in a chair and prepared him to treatment, told him it was going to be a little painful. Nato was scared and began to move, causing the doctor to increase the dose, which caused the young man to lose consciousness from 3 minutes. The doctor was already looking to kill him with a shotgun. The young man moved with a great agility that came where the doctor was, and said, "See you in hell." After saying that, Nato gave him a header. This caused the doctor's skull to split in half, causing death instantly. The new and powerful Nato returned to his house in the mountains to plan his revenge. The next day, very early before the rooster sang, he was ready. He was in the ravine where he was sharpening the axe that his grandfather sent him from Norway, which belonged to one of the most powerful Vikings of the old era. After finishing sharpening it, he kept it in his suitcase for the gym. Before leaving, he knelt and asked Odin to give him strength to accomplish his revenge. Upon arriving at the school, he realized that the entire basketball team was training, so he blocked all the entrances to the blue court, cut off the light supply through which he entered to the court. When the generators turned on and the light was on, the whole basketball team recognized him instantly, to which he said, "Today is a great day. Today is Ragnarok." He pounced with a great imposition that made him in one stroke blow the head to 3 players. The coach escaped to the locker room. Nato chased him. Upon arrival at the door of the dressing room, he noticed that it was locked. This made the coach could make a call to 911. Nato entered the locker room, knocking down the door, found the coach kneeling before him, pleading forgivenesses. But Nato took his head and stamped it against the wall, took his skull and split it in half. At the moment, At the moment, Nato heard that the patrols had him surrounded. The police chief gave the order to open fire at the minimum act of aggression. To this, Nato decided to attack the police chief. That was his last move, since they filled his entire body with lead. School's officials gave the order to clear the entire crime scene, canceled classes a couple of weeks, and never talked about what had happened. Classes later continued normally. However, it is said that the ghosts of the dead students and Nato continued to walk along the campus. The curse, the sheep would never again be champions of any tournament.